Welcome to the deep dive. We've got your roadmap for October 2025. And today we're really focusing in, breaking down those cosmic forces hitting you, Aquarius and Aquarius rising.
Yeah, our mission is pretty straightforward, just to cut through all the astrological jargon, and get right to how these planetary shifts impact you. October, well, it's definitely not a quiet month for you.
No kidding.
We're pinpointing exactly where you're likely to feel some pretty immense transformation, where you really need to draw some firm financial lines, and also how to handle some, well, intense professional moments, pressure cooker moments, really.
And intense feels like the right word. It sounds pivotal. You've got Pluto, that cosmic bulldozer, finally moving forward again.
Right.
But that's happening alongside this deep kind of structural focus on your money from Saturn and Neptune. It's like the universe is saying, okay, rebuild your life, but also let's check that bank account.
That's actually the perfect way to frame it. So let's unpack that transformation, starting right there at the foundation. Houses 1 and 2, self and money.
Okay, house 1, self, power, appearance. This is where the change feels most personal, right? What's happening around October 13th?
So October 13th, Pluto stations direct right in your sign, Aquarius. Now, for those of you with early Aquarius placements, sun, moon, or rising, say, between 0 and 3 degrees, this is huge. It's like the peak moment.
Okay.
The last couple of years have probably felt like nonstop pressure, transformation, maybe even a bit of a rebirth, right? Like you've been taking apart your identity piece by piece. This direct station means you're starting to reclaim your personal power. The rebuilding phase, it starts now.
And why is this so critical for an Aquarian? What does it really hit?
Well, it hits your self-expression, your personal magnetism, how you come across, and crucially, it connects directly to your career, because Pluto actually rules your 10th house of status and public image.
Ah, okay. So the personal change links directly to the professional.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Your personal evolution, that's now the bedrock of your public standing. If you're showing up differently, feeling more empowered, people will see you differently. And that's bound to shift things professionally.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving right next door into the second house, money, values, self-esteem. This is where that big Pluto transformation energy meets some, let's say, serious financial reality checks from Saturn and Neptune.
That's exactly it. Saturn retrograde is still hanging out there, and it's really insisting on this ongoing financial review. It's making you reevaluate your budget, maybe question your self-worth in relation to money, and deal with those long-term money goals that past eclipses kicked up. Saturn demands structure,
Right. Structure, but then Neptune kind of drifts in and muddies the waters, doesn't it? Why does Neptune make money feel so slippery?
Well, when Neptune retrogrades back into Pisces on October 22nd, it ends up sitting right next to Saturn. That's a recipe for confusion. See, Neptune is the planet of dissolution. It can make money seem to just
Vanish.
Could be through spending on things that aren't really practical, maybe chasing impossible dreams, or it could be simpler, like just forgetting bills, losing track of where money's going. It gets foggy.
Wow. Okay, so you've got Saturn, like your inner accountant, demanding spreadsheets and structure, while Neptune, the mystic, is whispering about trusting your gut in a market that feels totally unclear. That sounds like a massive internal tug-of-war for your spending.
It really is. And you've also got the North Node here pushing you towards wanting more money, more fun, more abundance.
Right.
But that directly clashes with the actual money you might be pouring into health routines or your daily work grind, thanks to Jupiter over in your 6th house. So the advice is, trust that deep intuition Neptune offers, yes, but also keep a very close eye on your accounts. Critical spending, being really mindful, is absolutely essential this month.
Okay, so deep structural work, financial awareness. Got it. Let's shift gears a bit. What does this financial discipline potentially free up? Maybe more capacity for joy, creativity, communication. Let's look at houses 5 and 3.
Good transition. In the 5th house, that's creativity, romance, self-expression, fun, your modern ruler, Uranus, is doing its final dance in Gemini. It's like it's in its final moments there.
Okay.
So this energy is pushing you all month long to radically shake up how you experience joy. Don't just dust off old creative projects. Find totally new ways to do them. Reinvent them.
So not just revisiting, but reinventing.
Exactly. You might even see old romantic partners pop up or past creative ideas resurface. But the real mandate here is to take that transformative Pluto energy we talked about and channel it directly into your fun, your creativity, make it uniquely you, maybe even a bit rebellious.
And there's a strong connection fueling the spontaneity, right? between Uranus and Pluto.
Yes, absolutely. Uranus is forming a harmonious trine aspect to Pluto in your sign. This means you're feeling this powerful urge, this motivation to break free from old patterns, to just cut loose, embrace spontaneity. This is where you find those breakthroughs in personal joy by daring to do things differently, choosing the unexpected.
Love that. And that desire for the unexpected, for maybe communicating things differently, that feeds right into the third house mind, communication, media. There's a full moon early in the month bringing something to a head here.
Yeah, the full moon in Aries on October 6th, it's a culmination point. It's wrapping up intentions or projects you probably started about 6 months ago. Think writing, learning, maybe contracts, short trips, even buying or selling a vehicle.
Okay.
Some kind of idea, launching a website, making a big announcement, planning a move. It's reaching a clear conclusion now.
And you mentioned Mars, the ruler of this full moon, is placed somewhere significant, making this more than just a personal thing.
Precisely. Mars is sitting right up in your 10th house of career and public image. So these communications, these contracts, these conclusions, they're heavily tied to your business or your professional life. This full moon is basically demanding that you show up and be the boss, especially if you're juggling travel plans or study with your day-to-day work. It's about asserting yourself publicly.
Okay, asserting yourself, managing resources. Now we get into maybe the more practical day-to-day crunch. Houses 6 and 8 work, health and shared assets. In the 6th house, routine and health, sounds like there's some friction. Big plans meeting daily reality.
That's a great way to put it. There's tension coming from Mercury early in the month, and then the Sun mid-month squaring Jupiter in your 6th house. You're likely feeling like a real busy bee, you know?
Yeah.
You've got these grand plans, travel, education, big ideas, but this square is like a cosmic warning sign. If you don't get your daily routine and health structured now, those big, expansive plans could just fall flat.
So the discipline from house 2 needs to apply here too.
Absolutely. Those practical boundaries Saturn is demanding in your money house, they need to start right here in how you manage your schedule, your energy, your health day to day. Avoid overcommitting or overwhelming yourself trying to juggle too many big ideas at once. Be realistic.
Got it. Realistic daily routines. Now, house 8 joint finances, intimacy, shared resources. October seems to bring a mix here. Karmic rewards maybe, but also some necessary limits.
Yes, exactly. On October 4th, Venus links up with the South Node in Virgo. This continues those themes around shared money taxes, inheritances, partners' finances, investments that might have been stirred up earlier.
Okay.
This could actually bring a bit of a blessing, maybe a return on an investment or something feels like it's karmically owed to you, perhaps from family or partners. You might even find yourself splurging a bit, maybe to get out of the house more or improve your home.
Little splurge. Thoughts. A sense of butt coming. That generosity meets a firm limit pretty quickly.
It does. Around October 11th, Venus opposes your traditional ruler, Saturn. This really reinforces that need for conservative spending we talked about. It also brings up challenges around intimacy, shared resources, and boundaries.
It's not the time for it.
Definitely not the time for major luxury purchases, especially shared ones, or for getting into complex business negotiations with partners. You really need to draw a hard line here on what others contribute, whether it's financially or even emotionally. Focus on building trust slowly, carefully, for secure bonds.
Okay. Clear boundaries, slow trust. Makes sense. So we've navigated structure, boundaries, daily grind. Let's move to the more expansive and public arenas. Houses 9 and 10. Expansion and the career spotlight. House 9, travel, education, philosophy. Sounds like it gets a nice boost this month. Maybe a reward for all that discipline.
It really does. Mercury and Venus both shift into this area, turning your focus towards travel, learning, maybe long-distance connections, relationships, or trips, and just generally feeling more optimistic. Venus enters Libra on October 13th, which is lovely for, say, indulging in luxury vacations, signing up for inspiring courses, or improving relationships with mentors, teachers, lawyers, people like that.
And this energy builds towards a new beginning related to these themes.
Yes. The new moon in Libra on October 21st plants fresh seeds for the next 6 months. This is your moment to commit to maybe traveling more often with a partner, taking that course you've been eyeing, or even adopting a new personal philosophy that guides you.
Okay, that sounds exciting. But I noticed you mentioned Venus opposes Neptune right around this new moon. Is there a catch? A travel caveat?
Ah, good catch. Yes, you absolutely must read the fine print. This opposition warns about potential misunderstandings around travel costs, or maybe finding out family members are facing some financial difficulties that impact plans. Make sure everyone is completely on the same page logistically and financially before you book anything major.
Okay, check the details. But there's still potential for fun travel.
Oh, definitely. Venus will also trine Uranus, your modern ruler. So despite the Neptune fog warning, this is actually a fantastic time for a spontaneous, maybe romantic getaway. Go explore, have fun, embrace the unexpected.
All right, fun getaways noted. Now, onto the big one, it seems. The powerful 10th house of career, status, authority. You said this is where the month gets incredibly intense. Lots of Scorpio energy focused here.
Immense focus, yes. Mercury moves into Scorpio on the 6th, then the Sun follows on the 22nd. This shines a huge spotlight on your career, your status, your work. It can sharpen your professional insights, demand real depth in your field.
Okay, focused insights, but also tension.
Significant tension.
Yeah.
The Sun squares Pluto on the 23rd, and Mercury squares Pluto around then too. Expect some potentially difficult conversations with bosses, parents, or authority figures. Competitiveness could ramp up. There might be strong demands for change, restructuring. Watch out for clashes with superiors. Don't poke the bear, so to speak.
Okay, so tread carefully with authority figures. That pressure point you mentioned around October 20th sounds particularly tricky. Mercury and Mars together in Scorpio in my career house. If I feel this huge pressure to be heard, to be respected, is silence the better option? How do I use that assertive energy without, saying something I regret to my boss?
That is the absolute core tension right there. Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio on the 20th. It's highly charged. It really energizes debates and discussions, especially if your work involves research, investigations, finance, psychology, anything deep and intense like Scorpio rules.
Right.
You will feel that pressure to make your point, to be heard, to be respected. But yes, that same energy can easily lead to sharp, cutting exchanges you might regret later.
So what's the strategy?
The key is to channel that Mars energy strategically, not reactively. Use it for deep digging, for research, for meticulously preparing your arguments before you speak. Don't just react in the heat of the moment. Be calculated.
Calculated, okay. And that's really significant because this high energy date, the 20th, also kicks off Mercury's shadow period, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean for any Aquarians thinking about, say, quitting their job or making a big career change right now?
Exactly. It kicks off with a bang. The shadow period means any major decisions you make now, especially around leaving a job, retiring, big shifts like that are likely going to be revisited, re-examined, maybe even renegotiated once Mercury actually goes retrograde later. So our advice, be strategic. Avoid knee-jerk reactions fueled by that Mars-Mercury pressure. Let the upcoming retrograde period play out. Sometimes that delay can actually work in your favor, giving you space to negotiate better terms, maybe a better salary or benefits. Down the line, don't rush it.
Good advice. Be strategic, not reactive. Okay, finally, let's round out this deep dive in the 11th house, friendships, networks, goals. How's the social scene looking as October wraps up?
It picks up. Mercury zips into Sagittarius on October 29th, shifting your focus pretty heavily towards your social zone. Think networking events, parties starting up, maybe even early holiday preparations. This area can also touch on money owed between friends, or perhaps taking a chance in romance if you're single. Basically, get out there and mingle. Your social life gets activated.
Okay, mingling sounds good. But what's the catch? You mentioned Mercury opposing Uranus, your ruler, as it enters this social phase.
Right, that's the twist. Mercury immediately opposes Uranus, which is back in your 5th house of fun and romance. Now, on the one hand, this can spark really unexpected, exciting romantic connections or some cool creative group dynamics. Spontaneity is high.
Okay.
But you need to stay grounded. Plans made now might seem a little, well, half-baked. Friends could be unusually flaky or spontaneous to the point of being unreliable. You might also find yourself assessing who really clicks, maybe in a work team or dealing with shifting friendships among your kids, if you have them.
Okay, so expect the unexpected socially, but maybe don't rely too heavily on plans sticking. I do like the idea that friends from the past might reappear, though. Could that help smooth things over?
Absolutely, that's a definite possibility. Friends from way back might just pop up for a reconnection. And yeah, this could offer a chance to smooth over old issues, maybe even with past romantic partners who could reappear now, perhaps just as friends. It's a time for potential reconnections.
Wow. Okay, this really does sound like a month of intense negotiation, internal, external, financial, professional. Could you just synthesize that core theme one more time? Pull all these contrasting threads together.
Sure. I think the central theme for you, Aquarius, in October 2025 is navigating this profound personal transformation, that Pluto rebirth in your first house, while at the same time setting really practical, necessary limits on your finances, thanks to Saturn and Neptune in your second. And all of this is happening while managing some pretty intense professional pressure from that cluster of planets in Scorpio in your 10th house. It's a balancing act.
A big balancing act. Okay, for everyone listening, we always like to give some key dates to circle on the calendar. Where are the most auspicious times?
Okay, let's see. For love and connection, look towards October 2nd and 3rd. Then a nice stretch from the 13th through the 15th, and again from the 17th through the 28th.
Great.
Opportune days, just generally for getting things done or feeling flow, are the 1st through the 5th, the 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 17th, and then the 29th and 30th at the end of the month.
Good career days.
For career moves or focus, aim for the 1st through the 5th, and then again from the 10th through the 22nd, before that really intense Pluto square hits.
And money. Best days for financial matters.
Best money days look like October 4th, 5th, and right at the end, the 31st. Those dates have lunar energy supporting practical gains or insights.
Perfect. And the days to maybe tread a bit more carefully, where should we perhaps slow down or be more mindful?
Yeah, the challenging or testing days where you might feel more friction, perhaps pushback from authority or just general obstacles, look like October 7th, 8th, 23rd, 25th, and the 29th. Just be a bit more cautious on those days.
Fantastic, thank you. So we started with Pluto, that cosmic bulldozer clearing the path for your new self. We saw some exciting potential for romance and travel thanks to Venus trine Uranus.
Right. And remember, use that pressure cooker energy in your 10th house, especially around the 20th to the 23rd, not as a reason to panic about your job or status. See it as strategic insight. It's highlighting exactly what needs to change for your long-term professional evolution. That powerful clarity, if you can harness it, is your real key to success this month.
That's great advice. Use the pressure as insight. Okay, so this whole month seems defined by that tricky blend, especially in your finances, of Saturn demanding structure and Neptune encouraging intuition. So here's a final provocative thought for you to mull over this October. Given that tricky line you're walking financially, what is one specific area of your money? Maybe an investment, a spending habit, a savings goal where you will consciously choose to trust your gut feeling, even if the practical steps of the spreadsheets seem completely soggy right now. We encourage you to sit with that tension and see what intuition arises.